Hello everybody, it is March 31st and it is the Transgender Day of Visibility. And I am being super visible in my super cool suit that I bought right before the pandemic started and will never ever get to wear outside ever, given current trends. Um, I am making this video today because I wanted to make something that was a little bit more hopeful for today specifically. So, what is the Transgender Day of Visibility? It is a day where trans people who are out and open about being trans are encouraged to tell their stories to other trans people, for other trans people, for everybody, to normalize, our stories and help people to be encouraged to come out to live their own truth and basically be able to be who they are as well. It's so important to be able to see other people who are trans and have transitioned to really understand that it is possible. People do it all the time. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. You can do it. When it is safe, you can do it, and it's totally possible. And it helps. It really does help. So because of that, it's really important that being trans is, seen as normal, which it is. This has been happening since the beginning of time, or at least since the beginning of humanity. We have existed, and we will continue to exist no matter what. It just seems to be part of the human condition. The key is that representation matters. We're starting to see more trans people in media, in movies and in music and things like that, who are out and open, and that is great. That is good, and we need to keep doing that. It's important to have more role models for young people to look up to, and anyone who is a minority or in any kind of minority class can tell you how important it is for strong role models for minority groups to be apparent for young people. It helps them to see that for them, there's a place in society for them too, for us too, and I think that without that, you won't see people thriving. And it also shows, it helps to normalize it to the rest of society. So having more trans people in media and in things like that normalizes it to cis people who are more readily able to accept us, because now they know people like us, they know people who have our stories, even if it's fictional characters or whatever, or actors or someone that they don't know personally, right? And I've heard that from many cis people that they have seen trans people in media or something else, and that they know that they're trans, and that has helped shape their opinion on trans people for the better, and that they've come to accept us through media's portrayal of trans people, which is still spotty sometimes, but is getting better. It is certainly seems to be more well-intentioned. And I went into this on a different video about rainbow capitalism, and whether that is intention, driven by profit, which probably sure, but either way, they're being a lot kinder to us than they have historically, and that's important. But I think the importance of having, personal connections with, other trans people, peers, mentors, just people who've gone through it, and even just hearing other people's stories, that can be enough to help, younger people who don't know a whole lot. It helped me so much to have people like Jamie Clayton, Laverne Cox. You know, I saw them around. I started hearing about them a little bit before I came out, and you know, they're amazing examples of how, you know, trans people can be, you know, these professional, you know, they're celebrities, so I hesitate to say normal, but you know, they're still able to live in the world and perfect a craft and you know and be out there, and they look great, and they, you know, they're younger, they're you know, they're my age, and that it really helped, you know, just to have people who were my theoretical peers, you know, out there, and knowing that they were making it, that it helped me to come out, you know. And since then, I've kind of, you know, refined the roster of like my trans heroes, to, you know, people like Natalie Wynn. She runs the ContraPoints channel on YouTube. Laura Jane Grace, she's the front woman for Against Me, and Brooke Tranny is incredible, despite the problematic title. But like, it's a really good book. It 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 said a lot. And then like Julia Serrano, she, you know, wrote the book on trans women, like literally. She's the author of Whipping Girl, which kind of like breaks down her trans experience and her views, and you know, with a lot of data and things like that. It is practically the trans woman's Bible. And now we have people like Sarah McBride, who is a U.S. Senator, U.S. State Senator. Dr. Rachel Levine, who is, you know, just been confirmed to Health and Human Services. It's incredible. Like, it's so important that we are represented in all aspects of life, because we exist in all aspects of life, whether people know it or not. We are there. I have met trans people of all walks of life, in all states, who with all kinds of occupations and backgrounds. Like, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. And that's why it's so important for us to have representation. For every person who is, you know, maliciously bigoted or even unconsciously ignorant of our situation, I've seen so many more who are standing in our defense. I've seen videos of fathers of transgender kids in court defending their kids, and people defending trans kids, and it gives me hope. And I have not historically, if you know me personally, you know this, I am not historically known for having a whole lot of hope, but I'm feeling it a lot more now. I think it's going to get a lot better. I've seen people come to the defense of their trans friends. I've seen so many people go out of their way to learn and ask questions, and, you know, learn things about how it is, and like I said, they may not always understand the feeling behind it. You know, they may not understand dysphoria. You know, how could they? It's almost impossible to even explain, much less understand, with that second hand, you know. But they are understanding of our pain and our sincerity, and the results, I mean, you know, we're happier, and it shows almost all the time. So we're getting there. I don't know how much longer we have. It's probably a long time. These things historically do not, are not short endeavors. But, I mean, I'm in for the long haul if you guys are. So, like, if there's anyone out there, if you're watching this and you're trans, and if you're out, great. Keep doing that. Chances are you probably helped me come out. If you're trans and you're not out, that's okay. You will when you're ready. You will when you're ready. I hope you're safe. I hope that you can, and when you're ready, and when you do, I hope that it's safe for you. So thank you for watching. Tell a trans person that you care about them today. I can tell you firsthand that it means a lot. Thank you. Happy Trans Day of Visibility. And I'll see you next time.